It's been a while, I know. Welcome back. Here's another story you're hungry for. Bon appetit. It had been obviously several decades since her last time in her hometown. The earth hadn't yet recovered properly from the bombing. The childhood memories she had cherished so dearly through all those years no longer belonged here. She wasn't a little girl anymore, playing tag or hide and seek with the boys and girls in the area. All that was a far cry from what it used to be. But the stream flowing through the town was still there. Yet she was happy to be back home all the same. Luckily, no one had been able to remove the hills, embracing the place while she had been away for so long. They were firmly there, with red poppies at their feet, and all the way up to their tops, like a veil of blood. Once up there, one could enjoy the majestic view, incredible, which was unlikely to be forgotten. She knew nobody in the old new place. Those she used to were long gone, and those now she'd no idea of. They were alien faces all around, unfamiliar voices, strange dispositions, and unknown histories. Everyone seemed to keep themselves aloof from her, but a blond boy with big brown eyes who would spy on her from afar. She was curious to find out more about them all, but first, a week of speechless meditation. It was just an instant to climb up a hill. When smaller, it used to take a bit longer. Up there, in the still of the moment, she closed her teary eyes and let the wind fondle with her gray hair. Listening to the sound of silence, she was reliving those years of her distant childhood. She was rambling again through the fields of wheat, watching bees swirl about the hive, local farmers grazing their cattle in the meadows, fishers dozing fitfully, and fish stealing the bait from the hook and getting away with murder. It used to be a land of peace and safety for all that vulnerable. She opened her eyes and now she could see another one, different, and what she had to put up with and make it her own. She was cautious while climbing down. On her way down, she picked some poppies and brought the bunch home. There, she lit up an oil lamp and reminisced deep into the night. Next morning, another attempt to fit in with the new reality she had found herself in. That weird child was on the rooftop, monitoring her like a guinea pig. It was rather amusing than annoying. At least, he made her smile each time she saw him. She set a bed with flowers from her childhood, took care of them, but she knew they were going to be different anyway. She was lucky to be living by the stream, as fresh water supply was just 2 steps away. She would carry a couple of full buckets, which were pretty enough to feed the plants, but vigilance was still vital, as there was someone else on the water, a wild newcomer equipped with sharp teeth. As believed, it had appeared in there, out of nowhere, just a day before the end of the war, which had separated a plethora of people a few decades ago. Since then, it had been there, worshipped as a terminator of distress in the area. It had been agreed to offer an adult sheep weekly as a token of gratitude and respect. She'd been away when all that had come about, so she simply had to accept it. At times, it would get out of the water onto a flat rock in the center of the stream to bask in the sunshine. It was truly blood-curdling. A massive, strong body, clawed feet, armored skin, enormous teeth, bone crushers, and vulture's eyes of amber. The monster was inspiring with nothing but terror, and perhaps therefore everyone was so obsequious to please the beast's heart and stomach. Just some day, while hand-washing her linen in a plastic basin outside, she didn't dare to take her eyes off those underwater watching her each time she scooped up some water from the stream. She knew it wasn't the one to be trusted, and she was, unfortunately, so right. 3 mornings later, doing her household chores as usual, she was singing her favorite tune in a soft voice while dusting the furniture. The sun was up high, warm and bright, birds chirping in the foliage, and herds of cattle grazing in the distance. But there was still no one out, as though they'd all plotted to escape under cover of the night. Once it was done with the inside cleaning, it was time to feed the plants a bit, as the soil tends to get dehydrated in the heat. She approached the stream with great care. Everything was still then. It was enjoyable to watch the earth suck in the water as one does dying of thirst, and it seemed never enough, so she had to fetch more. Thus, she'd been hours in the hot sun, not sparing herself at all, but to gratify the flowers. To be honest, it had worn her down pretty much, but her love of beauty wouldn't let her cease. It was her soul, yet her body was no longer capable of being at their beck and call. She believed a handful of chilly water splashed onto her face was exactly what she needed. The poor thing was so drained that she even didn't notice the odd boy peeping at her through a leafy shrub. She knelt at the stream and bowed her head over the noisy torrent. There she saw her tired countenance in want of rest. It was heartbreaking to realize how much her face had changed in the course of time. She wasn't young anymore, and her hometown wasn't the same. All that around was new, but she old. It had been worth trying to gel with the rest of the reality surrounding her now, but it wouldn't work as she was feeling lonely as never before. She still knew nobody in the neighborhood, and they did none of her either. But she had nowhere to go, and it was a bitter pill she had to swallow. The water was icy to the touch, and she got goosebumps all over her body. She felt the sting of tears in her eyes. They got blurry, and she wasn't able to see through when her ears heard someone rapidly moving up to her. Then she felt a severe push in her back, and a second later she found herself in the stream. It wasn't that deep, but there her eyes could see clearly again. See huge jaws full of bone crushers right in front of her face. That's it. I wonder what you think about this piece. Let me know in the comments below. I'll also be glad if you spare a moment to like this video and subscribe to my channel for more. Oh yeah, our baby Belle wants your attention. See you later.